Ahoy Cruises. This episode, we're going to look at some of our biggest cruise fails. So, hashtag cruise fails.
Yeah, we're going to look at our 10 biggest fails so that you don't have to in the future.
Yeah, hopefully our mistakes will help you avoid these mistakes in the future and improve your cruise.
So number one, I reckon one of the biggest cruise fails we made when we started cruising was flying on the day of the cruise.
Yeah, this is the top tip we always tell people not to do.
It's dangerous. It's
so
scary.
dangerous.
We had a 4-hour delay flying from London to Barcelona, and we legitimately had about an hour until the ship was about to sail away.
I was sweating.
To say we were pooping our pants in the taxi is an understatement. We were on the phone like, oh my God, we're on our way.
And especially if you've booked things separately as well, there's no continuity between the flight and your cruise. If you are late, the ship will not wait for you.
Exactly. So we do recommend flying the day before, even if it's an internal domestic flight from the same country.
Yeah.
And just think of it, it's like an extra day to your holiday as well. So bonus.
It's not just flying though. Think about even if you're driving down, think about the traffic, or if you're on the train. I mean, we spend our life on the train, and how many times are we delayed?
Make sure you get there the night before. As we say, extra day to your holiday.
Yeah.
You can chill out, relax, have a nice dinner the night before, then just stroll over to the port the next morning all smug because you haven't been like rushing about. Not like us two sweaty Bettys like panting for life, running with our suitcases. Wait, please wait for us.
So our cruise fail number 2 is failing to book anything on board. We did a short cruise, we did like a 3-nighter cruise, and we did not book anything because we thought, it's fine, we'll do everything on the ship. We were so mistaken. We could not get dining reservations, we struggled getting theatre reservations, everything was gone.
Oh my God, yeah, so we recommend booking in advance. Most cruise lines, you can now log into your own account and pre-book everything from shows to dining to excursions. Don't leave it to the last minute.
Yeah, and even like the theatre shows that are free, book them because you can probably change them later down the line, do you know what I mean? Just as long as you have a reservation just in case. Because you don't want to miss out, do you?
No. So if you do have some favourites that you definitely want to try on the cruise, get them booked before you even get on the cruise. Next up is number 3, and this is literally down to me. On our P&O Britannia cruise, I think it was 2 years ago, it was a transatlantic, so it was going to be mostly warm, but then it was going into the cold and weather of Europe, and I completely forgot, because we were so used to cruising with NCL for a few different cruises, we completely forgot that there was a formal night, so I completely did not pack anything that resembled formal wear.
There wasn't one formal night, there were three formal nights.
So it's not like I could just miss them all. And the formal night was everywhere, like in all the dining reservations, on all of the dining places. I didn't have a pair of posh trousers, I didn't have a shirt and tie. I just had like shorts, jeans and t-shirts.
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 pairs of trousers that, do you remember you tried them on? But they were like this short. It was so
embarrassing. So literally we had to buy clothes on board. Luckily there was a shop on board which sold suits, and it was a very, let's just say, very expensive mistake.
Yeah, it was really expensive to do that.
So don't make the mistake. And we went from a hot climate to a cold climate, so make sure you pack layers if you're going on a cruise which can go to different climates. We recommend covering every situation just in case.
Yeah, so just make sure you check the dress code and you packed everything.
Everything, like the kitchen sink, the TV, the monitor, your iPad, your laptop, your children, your husbands, your wives.
And don't forget your hula outfit. If there's like a photo, if there's a
themed night. Don't miss out on these because they're great. There's some like white parties and
80s night,
Hawaiian parties, so make sure you get all involved in that because it's so much fun.
Yeah, just have a quick look to see if there's any on your cruise. They will tell you before you sail.
Hula, hula, hula.
I've got a grass skirt and my coconuts.
Oh, your coconut. I love it. Scare off the children.
Okay, our next cruise is failed. Our next cruise is failed. Our next cruise has failed.
It's number 4.
Number 4 on our cruise fail list is we were totally underprepared for some ports. Again, was that our Britannia cruise as well?
No, it wasn't. It was like, I think it was our first cruise, which was with Royal Caribbean, and basically we thought, oh yeah, we'll just find something to do while we're there. We'll get to all of these lovely Caribbean ports. There's not going to be much to do. We'll just
have
go
a
to
wander around.
Beach. Oh my God. So we literally had no idea if we were being ripped off. We didn't know what the price of a taxi should be.
Yeah.
We didn't have any excursions booked, so we just ended up like being completely unprepared, so we had to spend an absolute fortune in booking onboard excursions, didn't we?
We didn't have cash as well.
Oh yeah, we didn't have local cash.
Because I was like, oh well, we'll use the ATM in the port. So trying to find an ATM in the port was a nightmare.
So once again, it ended up costing us so much money because we ended up booking loads of onboard excursions, which are so expensive.
Yeah, really expensive.
We recommend, you don't have to do so much homework. Just find out general things you want to do in different ports, and then make sure you plan ahead so you know what you're doing and how much it should cost so you don't get ripped off. So tip number 5, so we're halfway through, and it's to do with money again.
Money.
Make sure you keep an eye on your onboard account, because it's like a paperless system really if you don't do anything about it, and you can quite easily go wild in the aisles and spend an absolute fortune on the boozicles, can't you?
Yeah, you really can.
So if you're drinking lots of drinks, you can quite easily forget how much it's adding up to, and if you're on a budget, you want to keep an eye on exactly how much you're spending.
Yeah, and also check if there's anything on the account that you haven't bought. We've actually had this before. We had photos added to our account that we didn't buy, so we just checked. We rang reception, they sorted it all out. But if we didn't check, we wouldn't have known, or if we left it to the last day, and there was a big queue at reception and things. So just keep checking your onboard account, and you can do that really easily.
Yeah, so just keep checking it now and again, just so you can keep an eye on what you're spending, so you don't get a massive surprise of drinks bills at the end of a cruise, Mr. McDonald.
Oh, what the other half spending, Mr. Hewitt.
Oh, it's bad.
Okay, so number 6, and this is...
Hello? Oh yeah, I'm really failing to get a signal here. Sorry.
This one's still a little bit tender for us because it's quite recent that this actually happened to us, is make sure that you do not use your mobile phone when you're out at sea. So even if you can use your phone in port, so we did this when we were on our European cruise because we're from Europe in the EU.
And
it's at the moment we're in the EU. At the moment
Brexit didn't happen. Oh yeah.
Depending on when you watch this video.
We may or not have been in the EU at the time.
So we could use our mobile phone in all the ports as if we were at home, but we forgot to turn it off overnight when we sailed out to sea. So even though we're just slightly off the coast, we ended up connecting to the shipboard Wi-Fi
network, or whatever it is,
and we got a huge shock.
And my apps auto-update, so like you've got your Gmail app, your Facebook app, and they automatically update every few hours. Oh my God. I think we were charged like £70, which is about $100.
On one night.
On one night. So just make sure you turn it off. And if you are going to use the Wi-Fi, make sure you buy a package on board the ship to save from collecting to the roaming charges.
Yeah, but still make sure you turn your 3G signal off, so you just connect into the Wi-Fi.
This goes for making calls as well. They can cost up to $5 per minute if you try to make a call on the ship. So what we do, as soon as the ship hull goes and we're sailing out, we just put our phones in airplane mode until we're back in port the next day, and then we can turn them off. Yeah, and you want to disconnect from the world anyway. You don't want to be on your phone all the time. And number 7, again with money, a lot of these things, well, really must be bad at money. Make sure that you spend any onboard credit that you've been given when booking. So when booking now and again, you can get offers of onboard credit put onto your account. First of all, we recommend when you get on the cruise to first off check that it has been loaded to your account, and then don't be stupid like us, completely forget that we had $50 onboard credit each as we were getting off the ship
and not spend it.
And completely forgot to spend it. We are idiots.
Yeah, I can't believe
Seriously,
we did that.
I can't believe we did that. So just, if you've got onboard credit, make sure you spend it.
So, number 8. Don't forget to pack a small carry-on bag with some essentials, for example, a change of clothes. And what we didn't do as well was swimwear, because we got on the ship in the Caribbean and the pool was there. It was beautiful. Gorgeous. We were like, oh, we can just dive in.
Wearing our jeans from the long flight before.
Exactly. We were like, we can just dive in. Oh, but we don't have our swimwear. And then we didn't have a change of clothes for dinner. And our bags came to the cabin really late. It was about 9 o'clock at night, wasn't it? So we couldn't swim, we couldn't change. So yeah, make sure you pack a light bag, stick all your medication that you're going to need in there, along with some light toiletries, a change of clothes and some swimwear, and you are all set. And number 9, we recommend that you check in as early as possible because you get a much better boarding time. So with some cruise lines, when you check in online, you're allocated a boarding number or a boarding group. And that goes for some other cruise lines where you check in physically early at the port to be given an early number. So we recommend getting there an hour or 2 earlier because you get on the ship a good few hours earlier than a lot of the other people, which makes you spend longer on the ship, which is your vacation starts earlier. Thing, isn't it? So finally, little bit of a pattern here.
I know, right?
So the same way that you don't want to fly in the same day because, you know, your flight might be delayed, you don't want to book your flight too early coming home because the ship might be delayed.
Once flying back from San Juan on our transatlantic cruise, I think our flight was about 11:30 in the morning, and because immigration was really busy, the ship's obviously busy, it takes a while to get off, to get your bags, to get in a taxi to the airport.
Yeah.
We literally just made check-in, didn't we? So we were scraping the barrel there as well.
Exactly.
Disclaimer, we're not totally inept. We kind of know what we're doing now. These were all about early mistakes.
We did walk off at 6 a.m. thinking, oh, 6 a.m.'s a plenty of time.
Yeah.
And then immigration were just not, they were not happy.
Hours.
they were grilling every single person.
And obviously when you get off the ship, you're allocated a deboarding time. So if you have got an earlier flight, just check with guest services to make sure that you're given an early disembarkation time. So I guess that's it with our tips. Please let us know in the comments below any of your biggest cruise fails, just to make us feel better about ourselves, because hopefully we're not the only idiots when it comes to cruising.
No, everybody has a cruise fail, don't they? And it just means that you'll never do that mistake again in the future.
Yeah, and you can cruise like a pro, like us two, because we don't make mistakes.
No, we're the geniuses.
We don't make 10 mistakes in our last 5 cruises. No, seriously. But yeah, let us know in the comments below, so you can share all of the information with everybody else, so hopefully nobody will make any more mistakes. Everything will be practically perfect, like Mary Poppins.
See, I was going to say, everything is plain sailing.
The posh accent was about to come on. The posh accent was about to come out there, Mary Poppins.
So thanks for watching this video, guys. Don't forget you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, where we're just at Honest Cruising. Come over and join the conversation. We're posting loads of stuff all the time. Yeah. And don't forget to
follow us. Please follow us. Click on that follow button now.
The big pink button right there.
We're talking to you. Make sure you follow us, because we've got so much good stuff coming up. We've got the Norwegian Bliss tour, Symphony of the Seas tour. Follow us.
Go on, do it now. Go on.
Subscribe.
No, don't hover over your mouse. Go on, do it.
Subscribe.
Until next time, guys.
Happy cruising.